Have you ever felt like the more you think deeply, the more isolated you become? Like the more you understand, the less people want to listen? It's not just in your head. Society has always feared deep thinkers. Not because they're wrong, but because they see what others don't want to. History is littered with examples of brilliant minds being ridiculed, silenced, or ignored. From Socrates to Galileo, from Nikola Tesla to Alan Turing, the pattern is undeniable. Intelligence makes people uncomfortable. But why? What is it about deep thinking that provokes such a visceral reaction? The answer lies in a psychological phenomenon known as the mirror effect. When an intelligent person enters a room, they don't even need to speak to make others uneasy. Their mere presence acts as a mirror, reflecting back the limitations of those around them. And let's be honest, no one likes to see their own limitations staring back at them. Arthur Schopenhauer, the brutally honest 19th century philosopher, understood this better than anyone. He argued that intelligence is not just a gift, it's a curse. The smarter you are, the more you see the world for what it truly is, a place filled with contradictions, illusions, and uncomfortable truths. And when you try to share these insights, society often responds with resistance, ridicule, or outright rejection. But why does this happen? Why does intelligence provoke such a visceral reaction? Modern neuroscience offers some clues. Studies show that when people feel intellectually inferior, their brain's amygdala, the region responsible for fear and threat detection, lights up. In other words, encountering someone significantly smarter than you triggers the same primal response as facing a physical threat. This is why intelligent people often make others feel uneasy, even if they haven't said a word. This reaction is amplified in group settings. When people are alone with someone intelligent, the threat response is minimal, but add more people to the room and the dynamic changes. Suddenly, social status becomes a factor. No one wants to feel outshined or exposed in front of others, so instead of engaging with the intelligent person, the group often excludes or undermines them to protect their own egos. Intelligent people face a unique challenge. The more they understand, the harder it becomes to connect with others. Schopenhauer called this the will to truth, an insatiable desire to understand reality, even if it leads to discomfort. While most people seek pleasure, comfort, and social acceptance, deep thinkers are driven by a need to uncover the truth, no matter how unsettling it may be. This creates a fundamental disconnect. Intelligent people see through the lies, deceptions, and superficialities that society relies on to maintain harmony. They question the status quo, challenge widely accepted beliefs, and expose uncomfortable truths. And society, which values stability over progress, often responds with resistance. Here's the paradox. Society needs intelligent people to progress, but it resists them when they challenge the norm. History is filled with examples of brilliant minds who were rejected in their time but celebrated centuries later. Galileo was imprisoned for proving the Earth revolves around the sun. Nikola Tesla died in obscurity, his revolutionary ideas ignored. Alan Turing, the father of modern computing, was persecuted for his sexuality. These thinkers were ahead of their time, and society punished them for it. But why does this pattern persist? Why does society resist intelligence, even when it leads to progress? The answer lies in our evolutionary wiring. For most of human history, survival depended on fitting in with the group. Being ostracized meant death. As a result, our brains are wired to prioritize social acceptance over intellectual pursuit. When someone challenges the group's beliefs or exposes uncomfortable truths, they disrupt the social order. And the group, driven by a primal need for stability, pushes them away. In today's digital age, the rejection of intelligence has reached new heights. Social media algorithms prioritize engagement over depth, meaning that shallow, emotionally charged content spreads faster than thoughtful, nuanced discussions. Deep thinkers struggle to compress complex ideas into bite-sized, viral-friendly sound bites. As a result, they are often ignored or dismissed in favor of simplistic, feel-good messages. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. The more society rewards shallow thinking, the harder it becomes for intelligent people to share their ideas. And the fewer intelligent voices we hear, the more society stagnates. Despite the challenges, deep thinkers play a crucial role in pushing humanity forward. They are the ones who challenge the status quo, expose uncomfortable truths, and pave the way for progress. Society may resist them in the present, but history shows that their ideas often shape the future. Take Socrates, for example. He spent his life questioning commonly held beliefs, encouraging people to think critically and examine their own ideas. But instead of being celebrated for his wisdom, he was put on trial for corrupting the youth and disrespecting the gods. His real crime? Encouraging people to think for themselves. Despite being given the option to escape, Socrates chose to drink poison rather than abandon his principles. His famous last words, "The unexamined life is not worth living," still resonate today. His death sent a clear message. Society fears those who challenge its core beliefs. Or consider Nikola Tesla, a visionary who dreamed of free energy for the world. His ideas could have revolutionized human civilization, but they were seen as a threat by those in power. Industrialists like Thomas Edison and J.P. Morgan profited from selling electricity, so Tesla's vision of free energy was shut down. Despite his genius, Tesla died alone in a small hotel room, forgotten and broke. His life is a stark reminder of how society often rewards businessmen and marketers over true visionaries. Even in the modern era, deep thinkers face resistance. Alan Turing, the father of modern computing, helped end World War II with his code-breaking skills. His work laid the foundation for artificial intelligence. Yet, instead of being honored, he was persecuted for his personal life. In 1952, he was chemically castrated for being gay, a decision that led to his tragic suicide at just 41 years old. Today, Turing is recognized as a hero, but in his time, society discarded him despite his incredible contributions. These stories highlight a crucial pattern. Society doesn't fear intelligence itself. It fears what intelligence represents: change. And change is uncomfortable. It disrupts the status quo, challenges power structures, and forces people to confront their own limitations. This is why deep thinkers are often rejected, ridiculed, or ignored, but it's also why they are so essential. In today's world, the rejection of intelligence has taken on new forms. Social media, with its algorithms designed to maximize engagement, prioritizes shallow, emotionally charged content over thoughtful, nuanced discussions. Deep thinkers struggle to compete in an environment where simplicity and sensationalism reign supreme. Consider the most viral content on platforms like Twitter or Instagram. It's rarely a profound philosophical insight or a groundbreaking scientific discovery. Instead, it's a catchy meme, a hot take, or a controversial opinion. The more complex an idea, the harder it is to compress into a bite-sized, shareable format. As a result, deep thinkers often find themselves drowned out by the noise. This creates a dangerous feedback loop. The more society rewards shallow thinking, the harder it becomes for intelligent people to share their ideas. And the fewer intelligent voices we hear, the more society stagnates. It's a vicious cycle that undermines progress and perpetuates ignorance. Despite the challenges, deep thinkers have always been the driving force behind human progress. They are the ones who question the status quo, challenge widely accepted beliefs, and push the boundaries of what's possible. Society may resist them in the present, but history shows that their ideas often shape the future. So if you've ever felt like an outsider for your thoughts, remember this: you are not broken. You are simply seeing the world for what it truly is. And while society may fear your intelligence, it is your intelligence that will ultimately lead us forward. As Schopenhauer once said, talent hits a target no one else can hit. Genius hits a target no one else can see. Deep thinkers see the world differently, and that will always make some people uncomfortable, but it's also what makes them indispensable. Now, I want to hear from you. Have you ever felt isolated or misunderstood because of your intelligence? Have you faced rejection for thinking differently or questioning the status quo? Share your story in the comments below. Let's create a space where deep thinkers can connect and support each other. Your experiences matter, and your voice deserves to be heard. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're just getting started, and there's so much more to explore about the human mind, society, and the power of thinking differently. Thank you for watching, and remember, the world needs deep thinkers like you. Stay curious, stay bold, and keep questioning everything. See you in the next video.